What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News with your two favorite people, myself, Vibin, and my brother, Mr. Scott Tripp, aka the Crypto Beast. As you guys know, we're both admins over here at BigONE. Scott also handles the social media for BigONE. But just like we do every day, we gather up some news articles, bring them to you guys' attention, and see what you guys think about them. But as you guys also know, we added another segment to the show where we have the daily market sentiment. And like no other day, today's a new day. And Mr. Crypto Beast is going to give us the daily market sentiment. So without further ado, take it over. That is the perfect sentiment. No photos. No photos. That's amazing, man. I like that a lot. Oh my God. So yeah, like guys, we've been going through this same little boring channel that we've been in for a while. So now when people ask me like, hey man, how's the market? I always respond, it's still in its current trend. The current trend hasn't been changed at all. So we've still been kind of consolidating, going down mini bear. But yeah, that was the perfect daily sentiment. It's just no photos. So without any further ado, we'll jump right into the crypto news today. I got some pretty cool articles coming at you guys today. My three articles are one's going to be about Beetlejuice, other one we're going to get a little bit into the OpenSea, and my last one will be a little bit about some new things Solana is going to do on their gaming protocols. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump into my first article. Forgot to hit share. Oh, Scott, you got to.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Event sharing option. There you go. That should give you the ability to share.
There it is. So without further ado, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump right over into this first article. And like I said, it was going to be about Beetlejuice NFTs, and it's coming from Bitcoin.com. The headline reads, Beetlejuice's NFTs surpassed top collectibles of Tom Brady, Superman, and Michael Jackson at golden auctions. So celebrity NFT has proven to be an important collectible class that continues to rise in popularity, including traditional auction sites. Beetlejuice, the pop culture icon with millions of Howard Stern fans and social media followers, is now conquering the NFT world. His NFT continues to receive more views on Golden's February Elite auction than some of the most established collectibles of all time, including Superman comic one, Tom Brady autographed rookie card, and Michael Jackson's stage-worn glove. So Beetlejuice manager of 20 years, Bobby Rooney, said Beatles fans always wanted him to have the highest level collectible. That's why it made sense for Beetle to have a digital NFT on the blockchain and also a physical autographed rookie card that together will be the ultimate Beetlejuice collectible. So Beetlejuice 101 NFT is an original digital art based on the historic T206 baseball card design and highlight some of the greatest milestones in his life, included with the Beetlejuice 101 NFT and his 101 autograph 206 rookie card in the exclusive 4K video story of Beetlejuice as told by Beetlejuice. So I think this is pretty cool. Me growing up, Scott, I won't lie, I was a Beetlejuice fan. When I was a kid, I used to love that movie. I used to, watch it all the time. And I remember being at a younger age and actually being scared of the movie. And then as I got older, I thought it was so funny and I couldn't stop watching it. So that's great news to see him. The collection get is more views than Tom Brady's rookie card and Michael Jackson's worn glove. That says a lot about the kind of attention that it's starting to get. So congratulations to the Beetlejuice management team as well as the NFT creators on that one.
Yeah, for sure. For some reason that froze your screen. I think you're trying to show the article, but for some reason it just froze your screen. It didn't change to the article. You're good.
Oh, it just froze.
Yeah, I just didn't see your screen when it was. We'll try again the next one, but I just wanted you to be aware. Okay, I'm going to show you my article. I didn't want to leave you hanging when you go back and watch our video like you always do.
Like, man, what happened?
Yeah. Okay. We'll watch this first one here. I'm going to go right through the throat on this one. So Canada has decided, or the Prime Minister of Canada, as Canada may adopt current financial monitoring rules forever. So this was an emergency act that was passed when the protests were happening in Ottawa. They had decided that while everybody is under the assumption protests are over now, and Trudeau says that these powers need to stay on that they don't want to end them all of a sudden. So I'll just read this here. With the recent changes in financial surveillance laws, Canada could make its crypto taxation system permanent. This would affect many cryptocurrency platforms and session owners who are seeking more control over their wealth by owning Bitcoin instead of other currencies like USD or Euro. The Canadian government is taking severe urgent action for financial monitoring in the country, as per press conference reviews of Canada Finance Minister Christy Freeland. The government is keen to reconsider monitoring financial transactions forever. The federal government's response to the trucker convoy protests in Ottawa was swift and decisive. They imposed surveillance measures that regulate crowdfunding platforms or cryptocurrency under terror legislation, such as FinTrack. Related payments providers were also compelled by law enforcement to command them into registering with FinTrack. The decision to move the vote resulted in a large-scale condemnation from critics who said it was an undemocratic and affront to democracy. Law enforcement officials are now looking into these transactions for any clues about possible criminal activity involving cryptocurrency. Several accounts are frozen. Crypto donations are now under scrutiny, with the law enforcement officials looking into this matter closely. Only thing I could say is that's horrible.
I read that article, Scott, before we got on here today. And Scott, you know, you're my brother, so I just looked at it. I shake my head and I was like, how did they not vote Scott in the president spot?
Yeah, I know.
Like, this other guy is not it. Like, he has to
go. Yeah. It's just sad. Like, I just hope they're voting on it right now. So everyone I hope by our next session tomorrow that we'll have some better news as it goes through the parliament, or else there's going to be a new vote for a prime minister, I hope, as well. Like, something needs to be done about that. So
yeah, I mean, the scary part about when things get passed in law, man, that even when people leave the office, some of the things that they implement still stay, and laws take a longer time to get reversed than they do to get implemented sometimes. And that's such a sad thing to see. And like I said, it's a super sad thing to hear. So, you know, I know we sometimes discuss these things in a joking manner where it's like almost like a joke, but this really isn't a laughing matter. These are millions of people that potentially would be affected by these laws, and they could have their financial assets seized at any time, making them almost not have the credit system, but almost like a social credit system, where if you did anything that was malicious or said anything that was malicious and Facebook thought it was bad, they can essentially have your bank account suspended or your financial things taken away from you or stripped away from you. So I think it's one of those things that we got to pay attention to, especially when we talk about adding regularity or regulation into the laws. We got to do it at a pace where we're taking our time and trying to analyze these things, because without having the analyzation to go with it, these guys could vote anything that they want, and then we get stuck with the actions of it. So praying for the people out there in Canada and hope everything works out. So gonna go ahead and share the screen again real quick, jump over to my next article. And my next article is, sorry about that. So it's gonna be coming from BigONE.com as well. OpenSea specifies the number of affected users, but still finding the cause of the hack. So OpenSea, a New York-based NFT marketplace that claimed it got hacked over the weekend, publicizes the new number of individuals affected in a so-called phishing attack. The company's tweet specifies 17 individuals falling to the victim instead of its prior 32. The company has still not identified the primary source of the hack. The company's statements also clarify our original count included anyone who interacted with the attacker, rather than those who were victims of the phishing attack. Also, the attack does not appear to be active at this time, and there has been no activity of a malicious contract in greater than 15 hours. Victim NFT traders stated to inform their losses to the company on Saturday. Stolen funds include famous NFT collections such as Doodle and Cool Cats. In response to the community, firm said in a tweet, we're actively investigating rumors of an exploit associated with the OpenSea related smart contract. This appears to be a phishing attack originated outside of OpenSea's website. Do not click any links outside of the their tagline, OpenSea.io. The CEO of OpenSea, Mr. Finzer, said that the company does not believe hackers access users' accounts breaching their website security. Instead, he says users might have invited to an outbound link loaded with malicious entities, and those who clicked the links lost their funds. So the firm also claimed that the attack does not appear to be email based. So one thing we're not reading here, Scott, that's going to give me a little bit of trouble, I think, when it comes to OpenSea, and it's not really their fault, but there's no talk about anything as far as like compensating the people who were lost or had losses. Another thing that bothers me with this, and it should bother the entire NFT community, is that if you remember how much money that they reported was stolen, how much was it? Just ballpark, 40 million plus. More?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I'd have to look at the OpenSea hack to see how much.
Well, it was greater than 10 million, to say the least. Like I remember it being like a big number. 10 million minimum, right? Let's just say 10 million minimum was what it was. They're saying that this only happened among 17 people, and there's been a lot of conspiracy theories or a lot of theories that say that that NFT market is really being held by a couple of whales, and those whales control most of the market for NFT. This would that was 17 people, Scott, and it's over. I know for a fact it was over $10 million. Like I want to say it was $30 to $40 million that was taken from OpenSea. So from 17 people, Scott, $2 million each at minimum, 2.5 US. That's a lot of money that got missing. I don't think this will be the last story here. I think OpenSea is not really putting their real numbers out there yet. I think this is a scared total, and I think we'll hear more about it in the near future.
Perfect. I love hearing that. Well, I mean, something needs to happen with that. Like, I think like you're saying,
what can happen though? OpenSea's not liable, right? Like they're like, hey, it didn't happen on our time.
But the weird thing is, it came from what I understood. I sat in some Twitter spaces yesterday, and there was some question if it wasn't coming from an email from OpenSea. So, and then in this article, they're saying it wasn't OpenSea.
So I got a little bit into it, right? And I was like, well, even if it didn't come from OpenSea, how did this hacker get the emails of people on OpenSea? And from what we gathered in our digging was that it had to be done. Well, it may have been done. Let me not say it had to be done. It may have been done through an employee email list.
Yeah. Well, there has to be something, or there has to be a leak inside of OpenSea where they were able to get that data. And that's what they have to question, if it's an inside source versus someone that hacked into the system and just got a bunch of emails. It is possible, but I would say highly likely that you need to look inside to see who did it. That's my personal opinion. But
man, I'm just glad all my NFTs are worthless.
That makes you a little more comfortable, right? Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna share this wonderful.
You gotta stick to what you know, right? Like I know about blockchain token, blockchain projects and tokens. I'm not like an NFT major. I didn't go out and spend 500 ETH on a rock.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna show you this article. Look at the nice Bay ads for Canada. You don't have those down.
Oh man.
So finance in bold. Bitcoin wallet rejects Canada's court demand to freeze funds, citing technically impossible. This is what I want to show people to make them realize the other side of it, though, too. Truckers protesting against COVID-19 restrictions in Ottawa over the last couple of weeks have resulted in numerous demonstrators having their bank accounts frozen, as well as Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau invoking the Emergency Act, which is so on and so forth. But in an official response to the Ontario Superior Court of Justice, Nunchuck replied that it is self-custodial, collaborative, multi-sig Bitcoin wallet, and that it is a software provider, not a custodial financial intermediary. Nunchuck's team added, We do not collect any user identification information beyond email addresses. We also do not hold any keys. Therefore, we cannot freeze our users' assets. We cannot prevent them from being moved. We do not have knowledge of the existence, nature, value, and location of our users' assets. This is by design. Go take that one. That's all I got to say. Like, there is ways around this, guys. Just look into it. Like, I'm not saying it's a good idea to do it, but in the same, not financial advice, but you need to be aware that there is ways that you can protect yourself and make sure something like this might not happen to you.
Yeah, man. The one thing I take away from that article is that you guys don't have fingers in Canada. And that ad from the Bay, the gloves are like
Yeah,
up
I
in
know.
mitts.
Weird, eh?
No, but on a serious note, man, that trucker convoy, and them doing that and freezing up those wallets, to hear exchanges come out and say, "Hey, look, this isn't actually what we do. You know, we actually got it into our place to make sure that people actually do can hold their own wallets, their own keys, and they hold their own tokens, and they can move them and do whatever they want to do with them. And that is by design because it's supposed to be decentralized, and that should be what Bitcoin's first priority is decentralization." So yeah, but to jump into my last article for the day, Scott. I was going to tell you about the truckers rally. The truckers rally is actually they're going to do a truckers rally in DC this weekend. So it's been a lot of mail going out, a lot of news going out, and urging people to, probably try to not be in the city this weekend. And it won't be the first time that it's happened here either. So I'll be definitely looking out for that coming up. So I'm going to go over to my last article here. I got to share my screen. 3, 2, 1. And my last article is actually going to be coming from cointelegraph.com. The headline reads, Solana-based play-to-earn metaverse challenges the market with battle-based gameplay and Wizards NFTs. So many decentralized or DeFi projects have arisen to provide earning opportunities for existing gamers. Unfortunately, the promise of profit alone is not enough to encourage gameplay in the long term, especially as the market becomes more saturated. Players are seeking out lore and complex storylines that involve a deep history, character, and setting, one that a community can rally behind. In other words, they may risk being one of the blockchain games overrun by automated bots who exist with the sole purpose of siphoning money from these gaming projects. In contrast, storylines are essential to the immersive elements of gameplay, enabling players to lose themselves in the journey as they would in a movie, book, or traditional video game. Therefore, new projects that capture attention and build diehard players must follow this example, crafting the story first and incorporating the play-to-earn mechanism or mechanic second. So Wizardia is a game attempting to change the narrative as a member from the team shares without simply disparaging the GameFi space. In mass, after all, it alone was responsible for 50% of the active wallets in DeFi at the end of 2021. Developers must learn from previous mistakes and build solutions to overcome them. Wizardia is looking to do exactly this by creating a game that stands test of time and entices players regardless of simple monetary incentive. So it looks like what they're going to be doing with this game is offering some type of NFT, Scott, with the Wizards that they're talking about adding. They're going to be trying to give them more of a the game will be more of a long running game than just a short time like go play to earn. Like they don't think the play to earn mechanic should be first. They kind of looking at it like like the real good games from back in the day when it was like you could just go online and get lost. I know a couple of games that I grew up on that I would just literally get lost on. And I remember I don't remember even the name of the game now, but Tom Clancy's it was like one of his first battle games.
Ghost Recon
It was one of those first ones, but I remember getting my PlayStation thrown out of a window because I skipped school not to stay home and play battle. And it was like that's how. But we felt that real about games. I know me and my friends we used to have basketball tournaments on NBA Live or on Streets or anything like that. So what they're talking about here in this, with Solana, with Wizardia is talking about, is actually building out a real game that has real meaning, that's really a deep narrative story, so people can lose themselves and want to stay there and not really worry. And the fact that they earn is just a added bonus to it, right? But what they'll be able to do with this, Scott, is if they can make this a long-term game, if you win NFTs in, let's say, series 1 of the game, and they come out with series 2 and 3 and 4, and you're able to collect NFTs to take to each game, by the time you get to the end of that game, you're going to be, your NFTs will be probably worth a lot. They'll probably be potioned up and everything else that we can think about. So I like this. I like this this style of attacking the game, because when you say play to earn, the first thing that comes to mind is play, right? So you got to make sure the game is fun, and make sure the game works, and make sure that the game is sustainable before you can even give it an earn feature.
Definitely, for sure. Well, and that's some of the things that if a person was smart in these crypto projects, which I think some of them are, and we'll see it in the near future, is build the game first and then build the project around it.
Oh, think about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bro, that game was like, that was the first game I really got on. Scott was on for like 3-4 hours, bro. Like, at a time, just
That's awesome. Well, my next article is, I'll show you this one. This is an interesting one because I think we all, well, I've never been scammed like this, but I mean, it's important in some ways. But I mean, is it doing the same thing that Canada's doing in the same sense? Like, it just is what it is. Cryptocurrency Ethereum worth millions returned to scam victims. More than $4 million in cryptocurrency has been returned to 23 people who fell victim to a fake trading scam. Greater Manchester Police seized Ethereum and other cryptocurrency worth more than 16 million in July 2021. A man and a woman aged 23 and 25 were arrested on suspicion of fraud and money laundering offenses and later released under investigation. The force said it was working to return the remaining seized cryptocurrency or currency to a further 127 victims of the scam. A GMP spokesman said 150 people based in the UK, US, Europe, China, Australia, and Hong Kong have deposited money into what they thought was an online savings and trading service. He said those behind the services waited until a significant amount of money was deposited and then shut down the website, transferring the gathered funds into their own accounts. Officers received intelligence that those running the scheme had been in Manchester and raids were carried out. An encrypted USB stick containing about 7 million worth of stolen Ethereum, the world's second largest cryptocurrency after Bitcoin, was seized, while a further 9 million in cryptocurrency was located in an online safe a few days later. Somebody's getting a deal either way. Somebody handed over the safe with all the cryptocurrency in it. So that just shows you they're working something with officials to give back the money as soon as they can. Even the money on the USB, if it was encrypted, they didn't need to give away the key. So they're working some kind of deal. One of the two is working a deal and the other one's going to go down for it. But
somebody take my money and put it to the side, so when I get out, I can still have some.
Yeah.
There's no telling
Could
what's
be
going on
that.
with
Yeah,
that one, man.
could be that.
Yeah, you never know. Oh, my screen here? Yep, it's still here. Okay. All right. So without further ado, we're going to go over to the last segment of the day and go over to Trading View and look at some of the total crypto market cap and some of the dominance factors that we like to look at. Let me get back on here and I will share my screen now. All right. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and look at the total crypto market cap, which is right here. The total crypto market cap is sitting at 1.65, guys. This thing is starting to, loses. We won't go too far into it, but it's starting to lose its support. As you guys can see, I probably won't be able to see. It doesn't even want to show you, but guys, we lost the support that was in here. I wouldn't be surprised to see us come back in this area over here. Just to kind of give you guys a little heads up of what I look at. Bitcoin dominance right here is at 42.50. So we still keep seeing this Bitcoin dominance really high. I've talked about when this is high and Ethereum is under 19. is not going to be good for alts. It's not to say that Bitcoin can't carry the market, because it's done that for over 10 years. But what I'm saying is, when there's no new buying pressure coming in on any other chain or the secondary chains that we claim are going to be the bigger chains, and the Bitcoin dominance is still higher, then when things fall down, as you see here, it drags everything down with it. Because as we go down this list of things that's on my watch list, which isn't financial advice, you see a lot of red. So I don't really have much of a reason to look into my portfolio today, guys. So I hope you guys aren't doing the same. This isn't the time of the year when you're asking, you should be asking yourself, you shouldn't be asking yourself, should you be selling? This isn't the time to sell. The time to sell was last month. Should you be buying? I don't think so. I think you could even wait another month, because no matter what, I talk about this all the time. Even if we bounce up from here, we'll eventually come back to retest this area to make sure that we have support to go up to the next level. But that's all I have for today, Scott. I don't know if you have anything else before we jump out of here. But guys, if you were able to attend the Twitter space today, we had XR Doge on. Was pretty good space. They had a good community come out, show some love. The Everrise crew has also been doing their thing on Twitter, hashtagging the Everrise movement, and we've been able to see them, and we encourage other projects to do the same. I'm going to be recording a YouTube video with XR Doge on Wednesday, and then it'll air on Friday. So guys, look out for that as well. I'll make sure we get a link somewhere so you guys can follow that one as well. But that's all I got for the day.
Yeah, and I'll just show you what's going on with Everrise right now, just so everyone else is aware. So BigONE launches deposit to get listed campaign. This is for Everrise. They just need 600 registrations right now. Rise deposit on each account must be greater than or equal to 20,000 Rise. That's what they're saying. So if each person, 600 people, do this, then they'll, of course, get listed on BigONE, which is amazing news for Everrise. And I'm really excited to see this community, see them grow within BigONE. And of course, it's kind of like the evolution of BigONE too, right? When we have a partner involved with us that's doing lots of great work, then we're also doing great work as well and growing ourselves. So that cohesiveness with community is going to be huge in the future with BigONE. So.
Yep. And then also, guys, if you are on Everrise community and you are participating in sending tokens over, please realize there will be transaction. It's a transaction hash to move something from one wallet to basically a new wallet, because BigONE and MetaMask aren't in the same company. So they might be about a 5% or 5.5% percent fee in there, and that's what that's for. Essentially is, it's just like crossing a bridge. You got to pay the toll. So just keep that in mind when you guys are making your deposits, and make sure you guys add enough. But looking forward to have you guys listed and keep the community engaged, and we love to hear from you guys. But as always, guys, back to what we're doing here at the Daily Crypto News. We appreciate you guys tuning in like you guys always do. Make sure you tune back in tomorrow around the same time. We'll be giving you guys some more daily crypto news and having see what the new topics are in the news, and hopefully Scott doesn't get banned from being on social media soon, man, so we can keep him on the show with us.
No doubt. Okay, thank
See you guys later.
Peace. Have a great day.
Peace.